Hey guys, Alex here from Maxum BJJ. Check us out on the web, www.maxumBJJ.com. All right, guys, I'm going to show you how to do a triangle from rear mount with a couple finish variations. All right, so let's So anytime I take the back, anytime I'm struggling to finish and the guy is trying to defend, and anytime I'm able to stuff a hand. It could be on either side, doesn't really make a difference. But if I see a guy who's trying to move my heel or anything, I'm always looking to trap that up. I'm always inside here, I'm working his collar, he's trying to defend. If I catch his hand here, I'm looking to trap his arm. Anytime I can trap my opponent's arm is a plus for me. So I'm going to start working here on Dennis, here on his collar. He's moving his hands to defend and whatnot. And I look to trap. And I get over his arm. And now, once I get over my opponent's arm here, it's very easy for me to start attacking and looking for my foot. All right? I'm going to usually, when I trap the arm, I don't do it the typical side because everybody expects you to be pushing this hand down. What I usually do it from, when I'm working the guy's collar and he attacks my my grips here, I'll look to trap this arm, okay? This way it gives me this underhook to clasp my ankle and control. And I lay to my side, all right? Keeping my hips in very snug to his shoulders. I don't want Dennis to slide down or bring his back to the mat. Yeah, and come in. So I'm always looking to keep my hips, my pelvis in behind his center of his back. Same way if I was to control rear mount, where I want to keep the center of my chest in the center of his back, I'm looking to keep my hips in the center of his back right there. All right? Now I'm going to look to make that angle here with my foot, pulling that triangle in, and locking up. Now when I lock this up, I'm going to take my foot over, take my leg over my foot, and hide my foot behind him. Okay? I don't want to leave my foot here so he can grab it with his legs. All right? Now, finishes. A lot of people get into this position, but it's very hard to finish. You don't always have to finish the triangle from here. Usually, I never ever use a triangle finish. I use a triangle for control. And now from here, what I'm going to look to do is, as the guy's trying to defend and trying to break these, break down my hold here, I'm going to look to attack him at the elbow on the inside arm. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab into his elbow, right at the tricep, slide my shoulder to the floor, and I'm going to look with two hands right at the elbow, one the forearm side, one the tricep side, to roll this like a rolling pin towards me. I almost want to roll this over his face. And what that's going to create, as I keep pulling here, that's going to create pressure on his armpit and his shoulder, which the guy usually will tap from. If he does it and he has very, very limber shoulders, you're just pulling this arm right now into an arm bar, which I'm not going to pull too hard on Dennis right here because he's feeling the pressure from the shoulder lock. Okay? So again, one more time, to finish from here, as Dennis is clasping and defending, I'm looking to take two hands here around the elbow, rolling this arm over his head, creating that pressure on the shoulder. If my opponent is very flexible, and I'm going to ease this up a little bit here so I can show the move, and his shoulder is able to come very high, I'm just going to turn this into an arm bar. Obviously, controlling at the wrist, making sure the thumb is positioned up, and finishing with an arm bar. Okay? Sometimes you're not going to be able to break your opponent's grip here. So in this case, where I can't roll this arm, which is not often, but I can't get this, I'm going to come back up to my elbow here. And what I'm going to do, and this is also why I have this foot in the outside to post, is I'll look to finish then with the legs. And I'll end up doing a lung compression on him, all right? Very similar to lung lock. So I'm going to come up here and here. And now I'm going to square him. I'm going to look to bring my hips up and attack his legs and start pulling his legs into his body, almost like I'm attacking him for a knee bar, right? And I'm just going to look to clasp up here and compress him here. If he doesn't tap from being inside the crease of his knee, I'm going to start looking to finish this like an arm bar, where I have his knee and I have his ankle. And there he taps. What that's going to do is going to create not a triangle choke finish, but it's going to create like a lung lock finish. All right, so one more time here. I trap his hand here, and I put him into a triangle choke from the back. Make my angle, anchor in my my lower leg using my hand, closing the triangle. Okay? Very hard sometimes to finish this as a triangle choke, so I'm going to finish it with the arm. As he's clasping and defending here, I use two hands on his elbow, rolling his arm back like a rolling pin, pulling it to me, tapping with a shoulder lock, or tapping him out with an arm bar straight back. All right? If I cannot finish, and he is too strong to break the grips here, I'm going to come back up and start looking to control the gi and start pulling his leg in and getting underneath through the crease and compressing him here with like a lung lock. If he can tough this out where I can't get the finish by pulling on his knee area, I'm going to look to finish up by the ankle here, almost like if I was pulling on like an arm bar or a knee bar. Okay? And that's going to create that lung lock finish.